Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Thank you for turning to 10, your news leader. 10 News Conference with Gene Valicenti continues right now.
That's like the fox watching the hen house. And that's not fair to the taxpayers. I guess it's the brotherhood. I don't know what you want to call it. That needs to go.
Well, that's Mayor Charlie Lombardi from North Providence. He's in with me. Mayor, that was you talking about the Police Officer Bill of Rights and the efforts to reform it. And what did you mean by that? That it's like the fox watching the hen house?
Well, the way the committee is set up at this point in time, I don't want to say convicted, but the officer that has been charged recommends someone to sit on the committee. Then the town does. And then you have to agree on the neutral, Gene. If you don't agree on the neutral, then it goes to the Superior Court judge.
Right.
And he or she would pick one, the neutral from either a list that's been presented to them by the union and a list that's been presented to them by the police chiefs. Now, what happened with us, we drew the short straw.
Yes, you've had a couple of cases under your watch, and you're not happy with the outcome. You wanted these cops gone, but they wound up staying after the Police Officer Bill of Rights.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that needs to be changed, and that's why I said, you can't have the fox watching the chicken coop. It's just not fair. And there's been some movement, by the way, this year in the General Assembly, and hopefully, we agree with the Police Chiefs Association. Is it exactly the way we would like to see it? Not really, but it's movement in the right direction.
Right. So you don't want to scrap it?
No,
reform it?
I think they need protection. I do feel that the law officers need protection, but I also think that the communities, that the police chiefs need to have more say.
Right. Well, there are a couple of cops, you've been in the news over the past year, that you would have gotten rid of had you had your way.
Yes.
But the Police Officers Bill of Rights interfered and they saved their jobs. All right, let's go to other things that are in the news. The governor's really pressing for affordable housing. And not only that, there's another issue of the homeless linked to that. Yeah. He wants more affordable housing in basically every community. And then he wants every community to take the homeless in your fair share. So let's take affordable housing first.
Well, affordable housing, we have an issue addressing that at this point in time, Gene. We're 99% developed in our town. So
stop for a second there. There's nothing left to build on in your town of North Providence.
I'll bet you that if you were to survey it, we may have a dozen buildable lots left in town, and maybe not a dozen. So it's very, very difficult for us to address that. My only issue with that also, Gene, is that, what they say, government is local. And for the communities to be dictated to as to what they need to do, it's a little disappointing.
Okay, well, listen, the governor's your friend.
Yes, he is.
You supported him.
I do.
All the mayors stick together.
I did.
So did you tell him this? You don't like this idea of telling me what to do?
Yeah, and I think the issue right now is, as the governor, working along with the General Assembly and, trying to get things done, it's a little different from being a local mayor, Gene.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he was a mayor. I mean,
yeah, he does.
You're not going to surprise him if you...
But I think, when you're working with the senators and the reps now, and you need to get things done, you need to work along with them. And I think the movement in the General Assembly is for the affordable housing.
Okay, so if I were to write the headline from what you just told me, Charlie Lombardi says we have enough. Don't tell me about affordable housing. I've only got 12 lots to build upon. Leave us alone?
I would say that.
Okay. Now let's go to the homeless. Because the governor and the others in the legislature and the homeless or the housing secretary now, they're saying every town has to accept their fair share of the homeless. Do you agree to that? You want to build a shelter in your town?
I want to help you, but you need to be willing to help yourself first. when you talk about the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, these individuals that are living in a tent, so to say, or under a bridge, you go in and you clean them out, and you're finding all the syringes.
Yes.
And I want to know, where are they getting the funds to for their habits?
Yeah.
And my question is, why aren't you, wherever you're getting those funds, why aren't you putting that toward helping yourself?
Right. So if the governor comes and says, Charlie, we've identified an empty building, I think I want to put the homeless there. He's doing that to other communities. Warwick's got to take them at the Motel 6. South Providence, I understand, is going to take them in a particular location. What would you say?
I would say that you need to also help with the funding for that. I think Motel 6 in Warwick right now,
yep.
I think the state needs to step up to the plate and work along with the city to make sure that the necessary safety
yep.
is put into place, and also for the public safety, fire, rescue, police protection.
Well, the mayor in Warwick is asking for money to cover at least the cost of my police. We've been to that Motel 6 hundreds of times.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how they tolerate that, but I guess the mayor says, what am I going to do? It's a private business. Are you the senior mayor now? Now, we have honorary mayors in other communities, but
yes.
among a mayor with power, are you the senior mayor now?
I believe I am.
You are. You're also the head of the League of Cities and Towns.
I am, Gene, yes.
Which gives you a little more authority to talk to the governor and tell the legislature, what do you want? What do you want from Speaker Shekarchi and Senate President Ruggiero?
Well, I think that, first of all, we want to make sure that the communities are funded properly, educational funding. The policeman's Bill of Rights needs to be addressed. The contract continuation has been an issue.
That's been a personal issue for you going back years, the way the unions are allowed to negotiate, and if you don't have a deal, you go by the old contract.
Yeah. And I think that needs to be addressed. And again, I think in some instances the General Assembly, look, they're doing their job, and they're all my friends, but I think they need to take a little more into consideration on the local level.
Right. You're a conservative Democrat, and you have no problem being identified as that. But how about the rest of your party? We're having congressional district race number 1, 16 people. One is more liberal than the other. Some of them are really far left. There's a couple there that might qualify as right of center. What do you make of what's happening with your party, particularly this race?
I'm kind of just sitting back right now, Gene, but it's, how can I say, I don't want to use the word disappointing, but it's interesting and concerning.
Okay, we'll hold it there, and I'll have you on the radio to continue. There's a lot going on in your town. They re-elect you time and time again. You've held the line on bonding, and you've a lot of things going on in North Providence.
There is, Gene. We're in real good shape right now.
Thanks, Mayor Charlie Lombardi, for coming in.
Thanks, Gene.